Press play.
Moving over to my quick bits real fast. Top Gun Maverick. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought I never watched the first one, so I watched it like a week before I saw this one. And then the first one, I was like, "Yeah, this movie's great." Don't know why my dad never was like, "Hey, son, let me show you a movie that I love." Never sat me down to watch this. So that's your fault, Dad. But this movie was really good. I mean, Tom Cruise is just amazing. And I think the entire cast that surrounded him in this story were really fun and intriguing to watch. Miles Teller is always really good.
On point.
But man, the action, the cinematography, everything that they did with this, it was almost like to an extent, and I don't want to say it's perfect because there's some romance that happens between Tom Cruise's character and somebody else. And I'm like, this is so forced. This really brings down the quality of what this movie's supposed to be. But this movie is almost close to perfect in my opinion.
Sweet.
And so I liked it that much.
It's still on my itinerary to watch. I know I talked to Jenna's dad about this, and he was like, I think I'm going to watch it again. And it was like, it was so good. I was like, okay. I thought it was just interesting because I know there's a Val Kilmer cameo, like a form of a photo, but does he actually like show up in the movie? Spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah. Does he actually show up?
He does.
Okay, sweet. Because for those of you who don't know, he has some type of cancer, I believe, where it makes it very hard for him to talk.
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if they were going to bring the old Iceman back, but from what it sounds like, from what Robert's telling me, it sounds like
they play into it. They play into that, and it's actually a part of his character. And I'm not gonna lie to you. There's that scene because there's a scene between the two of them. That scene got me emotional because I was like, I don't want to spoil it, but he's speaking with the computer, and so it's practically Tom Cruise is literally carrying the entire scene and just looking at the computer and then just showing the words of what Iceman is, typing out. And then he speaks. And I was like,
oh shit,
bruh, like, okay. And so it is really good. I liked how they really did a good job by incorporating him in there. And I love that they didn't forget him. I love that they incorporated him in there. And they do a good job that if you didn't see the first one, they give you everything that you need to understand what happened in the last one. But it's not like pounding it over your head. It is literally well crafted how they add in the main beats that matter a lot for the sequel, so you can watch it without knowing the last one.
And that's always good to hear because it's just like it's a movie that knows what it is and just tries to maximize whatever that genre or whatever classification it is. Like it's not trying to be something else. Like it's not trying to be Casablanca, but it's going to like the ultimates of what its genre is or what what it's supposed to be. But honestly, as batshit crazy as Tom Cruise is, like he can really act sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If you ever see Eyes Wide Shut,
it's I did a long time ago.
It's Kubrick's last film, but like he really like pulled the performance on him. Like he was hard on Tom's ass, but like it paid off in the movie. Like it's really well done. So yeah, no, that's awesome to hear. I'll have to check it out. Add it to the July itinerary. I mean, I might watch it for July 4th now. Just to get in the spirit of things. There you go.
Hey, just for the holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Just for the holidays. So you can't see me, but I'm saluting as well. So.
I'll make sure I'll put a salute on you in the video feed.
Please put my face over that screenshot of Iceman and the portrait or whatever, and then just have me salute. That'd be great.
Okay, you know what? I'll do that. Michael Iceman, gotcha, man. The next movie that I saw was Hustle. It's a Adam Sandler movie. It came out on Netflix.
Dude, I've heard good things.
It is really good. Honestly, I never really gave Adam Sandler the time of day because my family growing up never watched him. Adam Sandler is everything that Vanessa grew up watching. And so, so being married to Vanessa, I have watched a lot of Adam Sandler movies and knowing so much of his comedic side. And then
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems came out. And I was like, whoa, fire. This guy's got some range. And then I love that because Uncut Gems was almost like, this is just the complete opposite that you would ever picture Adam Sandler act as. And I thought he did a great job. Hustle, it practically plays perfectly well as the person of who you think is Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler loves basketball in this movie, and as like almost all of his other movies, he's just probably wearing what came out of his own wardrobe at home. But he really knows how to act really well, dude. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I love basketball. I don't follow it as diehard as real fans do, but I enjoy the sport. So him being in this role of somebody trying to push this player to become something greater than they themselves don't believe they are, it was just an awesome story. So I thought it's worth watching. It's worth giving it your time. I really, really enjoyed it.
I gotta ask: Does
Yes,
Vanessa
please.
like Adam? Does Vanessa like Adam Sandler?
Oh, she loves Adam Sandler.
That's so funny.
That's like
I
your
would
comfort.
not picture that in a million years. I figured that she would get so annoyed. That's so funny.
That is like her comfort thing. Any movie with Adam Sandler, like if it's just one of those long days and she just wants to unwind, she loves watching Adam Sandler movies.
You're just trying to edit over here, and you see Vanessa watching, Billy Madison from the living room. You're just hearing the way he laughs and shit.
Exactly.
Honestly, though, he's got really good acting chops, Robert. If you wanted to see some other movies before Uncut Gems, and this goes for the viewers as well,
okay,
where he actually does some really serious roles. You're gonna have to look up the title a little bit, but I can't remember. But he plays this guy whose family died in 9/11. And it's with what's his God damn it, what's his name? He plays War Machine and Iron Man. What's his name?
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle's in it, I believe. So really good movie, a very serious role. Another one is Drunk Punch Love with the late Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. Okay. And he plays a somewhat serious role, I believe, in that one. So just two off the top of my head that I can think of that came out before Uncut Gems, where he's done so. I just think he can be a good actor. He just doesn't want. Just feel like he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't want to. He just is like,
definitely.
Yeah, like I just want to do like funny movies and just make money like grown ups and just fucking just have all my friends and all that shit. But yeah.
I'm trying to look for what you're talking about. I just can't see. Reign Over Me.
Yes, you got it.
Okay, and then I know there's that other Netflix movie. Whenever he signed that huge deal with them, that he did, that was the Meyerowitz stories, and that seemed like a super indie kind of like. It felt super indie. I didn't get through it though.
You didn't get through it? No, I did. I watched a YouTube video about how they were dissecting the dialogue from that movie. It's actually really well done.
I think I watched the same movie. It's the same video. How they like are talking over each other and how the script looked and when they start. I did see that. That was impressive.
Yeah, I thought that was really well done. If you're ever interested in screenwriting, that's a very good YouTube video to check out in terms of how to format your dialogue and just kind of making it natural and making it work in a visual sense while you're writing it. But
definitely
cool. I'll let you continue with the quick bit, sir. I'll
retract. Last one, Miss Marvel. It's good. I think out of all the Disney Plus, TV shows, I thought Loki is on the highest tier for me. I think Miss Marvel is probably underneath it, just because it has a lot of style. They are really capturing that younger feeling of this girl that she's just in her mind all the time, and the way that it incorporates with the world around her. Like she would be texting, and then like the sign that's at a bodega will be typing out through the neon what she's writing on the message, and then it'll click to the next scene around the corner, and then like a poster would have the person to her message back. Like it is very creative. It is very well done. I'm really enjoying it. I'm just gonna say that it is getting really difficult keeping up with all this Marvel content. I'm behind on this episode by like 5 days, and I want to watch it, but I'm like, I know it's becoming a little too much. Do you feel that, Michael?
Yeah, I feel like there's almost like an oversaturation, right, of just content across the board. I think we've talked about this in other episodes as well, but I'll mention it here again. I think superhero movies are going to be what Westerns were in like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
we're just going to burn ourselves out with it. I think as like a country, we do a really good job of just like overeating, supposedly just like metaphorically and probably literally, but overeating content to the point where we just burst. And then like we never want to see like a superhero movie again for like the next 50 years or so. Because I mean, I think now we're just starting to see that renaissance of Westerns starting to peek in, and it's really not hitting the mainstream. But it's just like, you know, even before that, like there just wasn't westerns being made at all. So we're just barely getting the reemergence of like western movies coming up. But look how long it's taken for like that to happen. Essentially, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So I think there it's money, right? It's corporations. They're going to keep
Definitely.
pumping them out until they don't make any more money, and then they're just going to switch gears. You really see that with Star Wars right now. They're just trying to pop in as much content as possible with all the TV shows, as much as possible to get that traction going. I think a lot of Star Wars fans are a bit more fickle when it comes to in terms of what they're watching and content. They're a little bit more divisive in that, whereas I feel like Marvel's pretty. I think Marvel fans are a little bit more unanimous in how they feel about shows and different programs. Miss Marvel, though, I've heard has been very like polarizing for some people, but I
Hmm.
think a lot of the gripes has been like, these like older white guys like complaining about like female lead from like another country, and that's like it's silly because it's
So
like,
stoned.
yeah, I mean, like to me, I'll be honest with you, it's not really something I would probably watch. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I also understand like it's not necessarily like it's not something necessarily like it doesn't bother me, right? It's
Yeah.
just maybe appeals to someone else other than me, and I'm glad that there's more like female superheroes, and other than that, female superheroes of like different ethnicities and races and beliefs and stuff like that. I think
Definitely.
that's cool for like representation and stuff like that. As long as they're just making it make sense, like as a person, I'm all for it.
Yep.
But yeah, I definitely believe there's going to be a massive oversaturation, and people are just going to be like, "I hate superhero movies. Give me some more. Give me some more Casablanca." I don't know why it keeps coming up, but it's going to be the movie
I
today.
feel like we got to watch that now because it
Nah,
keeps coming
no.
up.
Here's to you,
Um,
kid.
I will say that if anyone has not watched it out there, just watch the first episode. If you don't like that, you're not going to like the rest of the show. Easy as that.
Done deal.